very good morning wherever you're watching us from. This is Kirk in the morning. It is, of course, the 15th of March, 2023. I hope that you're having a fine morning. My name is Vincent Kirosi. We have a good show, a lot lined up for you this morning, including a conversation we're going to look at. Is there a looming handshake between Raila Odinga and President William Ruto, or is just hot? Yeah, I want to welcome you into this show. Of course, we want to begin by looking at what are the events, of course, of the day, looking at how the roads look this morning, of course. But I want to tell you that you can also weigh in into this show by following us on our social media pages, Kirk TV Kenya and Kirk TV Kenya on Facebook, Kirk TV _ Kenya on Twitter, as well as our SMS number is 0311 220044, and we'll be able to sample what you're saying. Let's get this show rolling by looking at what is happening on our major roads leading into the city this morning. Let's begin by having a look at what is happening on, of course, on this is Langata Road. Actually, this morning, Langata Road not as friendly, especially if you are from Galleria Mall all the way to Wilson Airport, is bumper to bumper this morning. A little bit of traffic as well around Nyayo roundabout headed into Uhuru Highway this morning. So if you're using that road, remember that it doesn't look good at all this morning. Let's have a look at the roads this morning leading into the CBD this morning. Maybe we look at what is happening on Mombasa Road this morning. Mombasa Road looking friendly, a little bit of traffic just on your way into Nyayo roundabout, but all the way from Mombasa, from Lolongo to all the way to South Sea, it's looking really good this morning. Of course, there's also the expressway right there for you to use as an alternative route. Let's have a look at what is happening on Thika Road this morning. Thika Road around Muthaiga Square, always traffic headed into the city this morning. Go back to Survey all the way to Kenya School of Monetary Studies, GSU headquarters. It doesn't look good at all this morning if you're using Thika Road. Kindly, if you can look for alternative routes or just bid your time before getting out of the house, then please do that, because it doesn't look good at all. What is happening on Kiambu Road as well? Kiambu Road bumper to bumper, always into inbound and outbound, looking really bad this morning. Having another look at other roads this morning. Maybe we have a look at what is happening along Waiyaki Way this morning. Waiyaki Way doesn't look bad except around Chiromo there. When you want to join Chiromo Road, it doesn't look good at all this morning. But basically, that's how it looks this morning on the roads. Just having a look at what you're saying on socials pertaining the roads. Looking at one guy called goes by the name Gilbert OG, says that there is an overturned matatu along Haile Selassie this morning, and that was around an hour ago. Hopefully, the police have sorted that out. Another one called Faris Kiama, saying a truck has overturned just before Southern Bypass and Waiyaki Way interchange, blocking the highway. That is how it looks this morning. Of course, there is also one here just talking about the Haile Selassie Avenue roundabout around Central Bank there, where matatu has overturned. We believe that the police will look into that this morning and try to sort out issues along those roads that we've mentioned where there are incidents and accidents. If there are accidents and incidents that you would like us to report, kindly get in touch at social media pages, Kirk TV _ Kenya on Twitter, Kirk TV Kenya on Facebook, as well as our SMS number 0311 220044, and we'll be able to look at what you're saying this morning. Basically, in a nutshell, that is what is happening on our roads leading into the city this morning. Well, after the roads, time to have a look at what is written in the top dailies in the nation this morning. And I have with me here the Standard and the Daily Nation. Let's begin by having a look what is written in the Standard this morning. And the top page of the Standard this morning is, did Uhuru team pay 6 billion shillings for air in telecom deal? This is a story covered on the issue to do with the acquisition of Telecom Kenya, the telco of course, and the Standard is saying in spite of money having been paid and the emergency cover, Office of the Attorney General says it has not received the shares and does not even know who the money was paid to. That story is covered, of course, in page 6. The government does not have the 100% shareholding as per the current arrangement. The government has just 37.9% and 56% for Jamhuri Holdings. That is according to Solicitor General Ken Ogeto. A story covered deeply and extensively in page 6 of the Standard. A return of Aurora and Kimwarel Dam project also is a top story covered by the Standard this morning. On page 8, there is a very nice picture there of President William Ruto engaging Italy President Sergio Mattarella at State House, Nairobi yesterday. Of course, where they got to sign a couple of deals, one of them including the resumption of the construction of Aurora and Kimwarel Dam. The president yesterday saying that he is going to ensure that all the court cases are put aside so that the projects resumed in the next few months. What a story covered by the Standard this morning is defunct Raila declares Monday public holiday. Opposition leader says March 20th march is unstoppable and asks supporters to turn out in large numbers. He says the government must heed their call. That story is in page 5 of the Standard this morning. Away from that, what is covered by the Nation this morning? Of course, the Nation this morning, the top story, puzzle of stolen IEBC polls kit. Questions. An IEBC document presented to MPs has revealed how the commission lost election equipment worth billions of shillings, contained crucial data, and mostly in areas considered ODM leader Raila Odinga's strongholds between 2013 and 2021. A story covered in page 4 and 5 of the Nation this morning. They might just have a glimpse of what it says there. At a glance, election item reported stolen in Kisumu, 952 EVID laptops. In Emuhaya constituency, 4 laptops and 2 power cables. Nyanda constituency, 2 laptops. Karachuonyo constituency, 31 BVR kits and 45 chargers. In Kajiado North constituency, 2 Dell laptops and a CVR server. In Muhoroni constituency, 1 Dell laptop and a heavy-duty military-grade suitcase. 2 fingerprint scanners, 3 flash disks, backpack, laptop charger, and 2 cameras, plus a USB hub. Sarakanithi, 21 Dell laptops, 4 generators. Marakwet West constituency, 26 EVID laptops. Nandi constituency, 41 laptops, 10 fingerprint scanners, 7 cameras, and 104 rechargeable batteries. 3 generators and 23 BVR kits. This according to IEBC Chief Executive Marjan Hussein Marjan yesterday, who appeared before the National Assembly Committee on Diaspora Affairs and Migrant Workers yesterday, when he revealed that the commission lost equipment worth billions just before, between the years 2013 and 2021, and just before the elections. If you want to read the story deeply, look at page 4 and 5 of the Standard this morning. And there's also an issue to do with the banditry menace in the North Rift, and People's Gate security escort as they break for halftime in banditry zone. This story covered on page 25 of the Standard of the Nation, this morning. Another story, unga prices to go up again over maize shortage. Consumers will pay more for maize flour after millers in parts of the country suspended operations. owing to an acute shortage of the grain. According to the chairperson of Small and Medium-Scale Millers, Ken Nyaga, there are no stocks to sustain operations, and more farms are expected to shut operations soon. Story covered at the back page of The Nation this morning. That's just a nutshell. But if you want to read extensively what is covered by my fellow journalists, just pick out your favorite paper this morning and get the juicy stories right in there. In a nutshell, that is the newspaper review. Well, after the newspapers, after having a look at the roads this morning, let's have a look at news at this hour. And Kenya and Italy have signed 2 agreements that will advance bilateral cooperation between the 2 states. Speaking at State House, Nairobi yesterday, President William Ruto said the 2 agreements will provide a framework for the advancement of bilateral cooperation in different fields. Ruto revealing that the first MOU will see the 2 countries cooperate in the fields of health, towards the realization of universal health coverage and improved pharmaceutical production. In the other agreement, Kenya and Italy agreed on bilateral consultations that will establish and set guidelines for the conduct of political consultations at the respective ministries of foreign affairs.
I agreed to deepen and expand these relations for the benefit of the people of our 2 countries. Our meeting provided us with the opportunity to discuss at great length modalities of enhancing trade and in Kenya and Italy. I am delighted to announce that the President of Italy, President Mattarella, and I witnessed the signing of 2 agreements, 2 MOUs, and a joint declaration to provide a framework for advancement of bilateral cooperation in different fields. We have signed an MOU through which our 2 countries shall cooperate in the fields of health towards the realization of universal health coverage and improved pharmaceutical production. We have also signed an MOU on bilateral consultations that will be established and set guidelines for the conduct of political consultations at the respective ministries of foreign affairs.
Our countries have excellent and consolidated relations, which are proof of the friendship between our 2 peoples. Mr. President, we consider Kenya to be a very important partner for Italy. On the bilateral level, but also due to its role in this very important region in Africa, on the continent, and within the international community. We underlined and developed how important these very excellent relations are through the signings of the agreements that you graciously mentioned a few minutes ago, and which are proof of how much our collaboration is advancing. Other agreements will follow, of course, after the agreements we signed this morning.
At the same time, the construction of Aurora and Kimware dams is set to restart after President William Ruto and his Italian counterpart Sergio Mattarella held talks in Nairobi. Addressing journalists at the State House, Nairobi, after holding talks with his Italian counterpart Sergio Mattarella, Ruto said the 2 countries had reached an agreement to withdraw court cases on the botched project. The mega project was cancelled by former President former President Uhuru Kenyatta in 2019 after investigations unearthed a scandal where billions were paid to an Italian firm for work not done. According to the head of state, financing for the project is going to be restructured and construction will resume in the coming months.
We've also committed in good faith to re-establish cooperation on the construction of Aurora, Kimware and Itare dams and other water and sanitation projects which are critical to our agenda on food security, delivery of water, and climate action. I am very proud to announce that the 3 dams which were subject to court cases and court matters, we have now agreed on a framework to settle all the outstanding court cases and court matters, and have agreed that the facilities that had been provided for the construction of these dams will be renegotiated so that we can provide for the delivery of the dams and the implementation of the projects.
And several political leaders from Nyanza have joined the United Democratic Party in a bid to promote national unity and put aside tribal differences. The leaders, including former governors Evans Kidero, Okoth Bado, and Jack Rangoma, say they were ready to work with the Kenya Kwanza government to deliver development projects to the people of Nyanza. The move was welcomed by other UDA leaders who congratulated the new members for their boldness and patriotism.
His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto and the UDA family, I want to proudly state that in our quest to devolve our party, we chose Kisumu as our first stop. These will be replicated across all regions until we have our presence felt in all counties by having active offices and office bearers and engaging with Kenyans to ensure that government delivers its manifesto.
We are very, very happy to be here today because we've chosen the path of light. We've chosen the path of people who want to make a difference to other people's lives. We've chosen a path that is missionaryship in nature rather than mercenaryship in nature.
That we have made a decision as a community, as Luo community, and as leaders that aspire to change the lives of our people. For me, there are 3 reasons why I am moving from the so-called ODM to UDA. 1, I subscribe to the manifesto of UDA. The manifesto that considers that person down there as the person that is important in governance equation of this country.
Right. After that story, we want to bring a close to the news that is at this hour segment and go for a break shortly. But when we come back, I'll be joined in studio by Wamboi Minor, a youth leader, Murang'a County, and former Gender Affairs Secretary at the UON, that's the University of Nairobi, as well as Jeremiah Favor Wairagu, a political analyst and politician, where we'll have a conversation this morning asking ourselves, is there a looming handshake, or the defiant Raila Odinga will go on and go on until next Monday, when he said he's going to hold a major matchup to State House with his followers. Do not miss this conversation shortly. After this break, I'll be right back with the guests that I've informed you.
On the next episode of The Legends, we will welcome into the program the Reverend Festus Gitonga, a former Secretary General of the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, who himself has intimated to me several times that he has one more year to go. So we want to understand how he is preparing himself for retirement and the experiences when he was a Secretary General and the advice that he can give to many of us. So we welcome you to our next program of The Legends.
Rejected and lonely, and like no one cares, Jesus cares. He is our shepherd. The Bible says in the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 that Jesus is our shepherd and he cares for the flock. And so it is our duty to humble ourselves before God and acknowledge God as sovereign, the maker of heaven and earth, the sustainer of the creation, the one who is concerned of each and everything that we are and we could be going through this hour, because he is our Father. He is the shepherd and he is our Father.
On the next episode of The Legends, we will welcome into the program the Reverend Festus Gitonga, a former Secretary General of the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, who himself has intimated to me several times that he has one more year to go. So we want to understand how he is preparing himself for retirement and the experiences when he was a Secretary General and the advice that he can give to many of us. So we welcome you to our next program of The Legends.
Keep it Kirk now and going forward. We have a lot of family programs, and this being a Christian commercial station, we will partner with you as institutions, as individuals, so that we are able to reach out to the entire world. One person said that my parish is the entire world, and I believe that Kirk TV is going globally, and therefore bring your business. We are going to advertise it and also partner with you.
To partner with us, send your financial support to pay bill number 401-9613, account partner. Pay bill number 401-9613, account partner.
Are you looking to grow your business? Kirk TV offers you a variety of advertising opportunities to suit your budget. Advertise with us today and reach your potential customers countrywide. For more information, email us on sales@kirktv.org or call 011 00 90647.
Greetings to all of you who watch Kirk TV programs. I send you Christian love and peace from all the Kirk family and the entire ministry. Since God gave us this Kirk TV, which is a very competent means of reaching people in and outside Kenya, Kirk TV is undoubtedly giving good and effective services to many people wherever our signal reaches. It is evident that God is at work through Kirk TV. We therefore need your loving support through your continuous prayers. We also appeal passionately for your generous financial support to help us be on air as the Lord will require us to do and to be. Please plan to give regularly. Please give occasionally, or you can begin to give a one-time gift. The scripture is right that you will be made rich in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion, and your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God. Please respond to this genuine, urgent appeal. Kindly be a Kirk TV partner. May God bless you abundantly as we join hands to do this good work.
To partner with us, send your financial support to paybill number 4019613, account partner. Paybill number 4019613, account partner.
On the next episode of The Legends, we will welcome into the program the Reverend Festus Gitonga, a former Secretary General of the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, who himself has intimated to me several times that he has one more year to go. So we want to understand how he is preparing himself for retirement and the experiences when he was a Secretary General and the advice that he can give to many of us. So we welcome you to our next program of The Legends.
Doesn't matter how much you feel abandoned, rejected, and lonely, and like no one cares, Jesus cares. He is our shepherd. The Bible says in the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 that Jesus is our shepherd and he cares for the flock. And so this hour, it is our duty to humble ourselves before
On the next episode of The Legends, we will welcome into the program the Reverend Festus Gitonga, a former Secretary General of the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, who himself has intimated to me several times that he has one more year to go. So we want to understand how he is preparing himself for retirement and the experiences when he was a Secretary General and the advice that he can give to many of us. So we welcome you to our next program of The Legends.
Keep it Kirk now and going forward. We have a lot of family programs, and this being a Christian commercial station, we will partner with you as institutions, as individuals, so that we are able to reach out to the entire world. One person said that my parish is the entire world, and I believe that Kirk TV is going globally, and therefore bring your business. We are going to advertise it and also partner with you.
To partner with us, send your financial support to paybill number 4019613, account partner. Paybill number 4019613, account partner.
Are you looking to grow your business? Kirk TV offers you a variety of advertising opportunities to suit your budget. Advertise with us today and reach your potential customers countrywide. For more information, email us on sales@kirktv.org or call 011 00 90 647.
Right, welcome back in the morning on Wednesday. We are right back. As I told you earlier in studio, I'll be welcoming now my two panelists who are going to help us live and, divulge deeply into the topic this day. Is there a looming handshake? In studio, I have with me Wamboi Maina. She is a former youth leader. A former student leader, a leader at UN. She's a youth leader as well right now. Yeah, and the far right hand, of course, is famous, and we are almost a cliche face here now. Is called Jeremiah Wairagu. He is a political analyst as well as a politician. You are from the Azimio side, I want to believe. He is from the Kenya Kwanza side. We're talking about handshake here. I don't know if you foresee this coming. Let's begin with you, Wamboi. Do you see this, coming to happen anytime soon?
Speculations, they are not far from truth. So for us, we are ready. Yeah, and we have seen before, we've had handshake. On 9th of March 2018, we had handshake between Uhuru Kenyatta and Right Honorable Raila Odinga. And we have seen the benefits, even though everything has advantages and disadvantages. And when the advantages surpass the disadvantages, we go with the advantages. So we saw the outcome, the effect of handshake, and for the interest of the country, for me, I'd advocate for handshake.
Handshake. What are you hearing from within Azimio? What are you hearing?
I cannot say because I'm not the spokesperson of the Azimio, but as my own, my personal opinion, and as well as the way you've just said, the handshake, we've all heard from it, so maybe we wait for them to tell us. We're also waiting for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wairagu, from the UDA side, from the Kenya Kwanza side, they have always said no handshake whatsoever. What are you hearing?
No handshake. Because what has been the benefit of the handshake, even from the one who shakes the hand? So, and it's just a plot to rattle the government and destabilize it. So, I do not foresee any handshake. Yes.
But we've had some leaders from your quarters. If I may use the Nairobi governor, Johnson Sakaja, calling for a truce, calling for talks. He says not a handshake, but talks that are going to lead into, solving the quagmire that we find ourselves in, that the opposition are pulling from the other side and the government pulling from the other side. to an extent that the Azimio leader, Raila Odinga, yesterday calling for a public holiday on Monday to his supporters so that they do that matchup. They call it a match of 1 million people to the State House. What is your take?
I'll simply say this. The creator of this quagmire can as well end it.
Who is the creator?
The creator of this quagmire is Mzee Raila Odinga. He's the creator. He can as well end it. He does not have to push the government in his own mess and in his own fears and his own insecurities of loss. He needs to deal with that trauma of losing and accept.
Do you think he's making sense from what he's calling for? Because he says a couple of things. One, the cost of living to come down. Two, if the government believes that it won fairly, then make the servers open, or open the servers. I may use these terms. And another thing he says, stop the reconstitution or the constituting of the IEBC from the form that it is now. Is it making sense?
Did you access or didn't you have access to the IEBC servers?
No, I didn't. Maybe the public portal. I don't know if that is the server.
Isn't that the server? What other server? Server is where the information is kept. If you had access to the information, what server do you want to open? Number one. Number two, the cost of living did not start with William Samoei Ruto. The cost of living was even there in the handshake government. So him calling for a march, a 1 million people march because of the cost of living is laughable. Because it was there even before William Ruto became president, in the so-called handshake government that he had with Uhuru Kenyatta. Why didn't he complain? Where was he not speaking when unga was 250 shillings? But he's now speaking when we are trying to reduce the cost of unga and it's at 170. Between 150 and 170. Is he being genuine to Kenyans?
Okay. I'll come to you. Let me first, because I want to come to you and tell you, he's talking about the subsidies as well, as the reason why he feels that the cost of living is still at a point where it is so high for Kenyans. Yet there was money set aside for subsidies that the current government came in, and they stopped that from the word go. But before I come to you, I just want to ask one boy: do you think your party leader, the Azimio party leader Raila Odinga, has what it takes to push through, since the government has said that they're not going to divulge, they're not going to give in at all?
Okay, I believe he will. And let me first go back to what you've said. We have seen the benefits of handshake. Honestly, handshake, a country is not bigger than individual. Like an individual is not bigger than a country. So to me, I believe like the handshake will bring economic development, because when there is peace and there is collaboration, and when the country, when there will be handshake, people will understand. And like for instance, in Parliament, you see, we have a lot of MPs in Azimio side, right? And when a policy from the UDA side, they want to pass a policy, there will always be a resistance. But when you have a handshake, let us not look at the other side, that who will benefit from the handshake. But when we look at the policies and how it will benefit the common mananchi, I believe we have seen even from the previous handshake, we got development from even the opposition side, right? We sure like even where in Kisumu they got development. For instance, if at all there was no handshake, there will just be riots and also resistance, right? So for me, I believe handshake, it's really important, and mostly as a country. Plus also on Monday, the opposition leader Raila Odinga has said it will be a holiday, public holiday, and we are a democratic country, so we are at liberty to do what we want. So if at all we want,
does he have any powers to declare public holiday?
Not really, but in our constitution, we are a democratic country. If at all we feel like there was lies that we have not yet seen, they say that the cost of living will be low, right? Mm. So if at all we feel we still don't have, we have not accomplished that, we're very free to call for protest and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to me, so I feel that is the best thing, so that we can bring the current government like at toes to answer questions. Why are we not having this? What you promised?
Let me ask you. I'm coming to you, Jeremiah. But let me ask you, what do you foresee is going to be the result or the end product of the Azimio major maandamano or protest or demos to State House on Monday? What is the end product?
For now, we have not seen anything, like any impact of that, right? So to me, I feel if at all we'll have that protest on Monday, the government will we will bring the governments on this. Like if at all we have a million people rioting for the cost of living, I'm so sure there will be an outcome for that.
Do you want to riot? You just use that up.
Not it's a protest. Like we just want to say what you promised us. We have no, because they said in the first 100 days, and it's past 100 days, right?
Yeah, so 6 months or so now.
Yes. So for us, we just want to see what you promised us. Like we want to see like how far, because we're still feeling the pinch of the high cost of living.
Okay, I see you're feeling the pinch of what she's saying. What do you want to say, Jeremiah? In
yesterday I saw reports from Nakada that Nairobi is consuming a lot of bang. The bang consumption in Nairobi is very high.
Yeah.
So probably, let me not say much, but
okay.
But let me answer her and say this. Number one, when the president was saying in 100 days, when we gave that pledge, we did not expect a country that it was 90% plundered. You plunder it so that now you come and tell us we are not working. Number
what do you
two,
mean you did not expect?
So he just wanted to lie.
No. We did not expect to find the economy in such bad shape, such that even reviving it is now starting from the ICU level.
Was it about expecting or having tangible information about the economy? Because the current president was the deputy president then, and he got the intelligence. He had information from the inside about not just the economy, but even the security of the country at large.
I'll say this. We definitely had.
So he was campaigning from a point of information?
Yes. We were campaigning from information because we went round in all the 47 counties, in the constituencies, and we engaged with the people, the local mwananchi.
Why then were you giving yourself 100 days when you had information that the economy is at its knees?
Because
why did you give yourself 100 days?
Because wait, I've given you time.
Allow me to cut you.
I've given you time. See, our engagement was from the common mwananchi. Okay? We engaged the common mwananchi, and we said, as a government, in 100 days, this is what we are looking at. Number one, in 100 days, we achieved the Hustler Fund. That is also helping the low-income Mama Mboga to be able to keep their businesses running. Okay? We've achieved that. We've achieved several things. So it is unfair for Azimio to say, okay, the cost of living was there was a button to press so that in 100 days, the cost goes down. No. Even anybody who's done economics know that the price doesn't just shoot and decrease and increase just like that. Let's be honest with each other.
But were you honest with yourself as the government, because you gave yourself 100 years? Were you honest to yourself and to the people?
Yes, we were.
100 days are over then.
We were.
The cost of living is still high.
Yes.
Not just 100 days, but over 200 days now.
You see, the cost of living is still high. But look, as I said the last time, there is a gradual decrease, and the cost of living will be... we want to get a permanent solution that will sort the mess of high cost of living once and for all.
Let me read for you something here.
Once and for all, this kind of propaganda by this other side that's saying, oh, the government has not done this, is a lie.
Let me read for you something here, even as we continue.
The fella has said He's calling for a public holiday on the 20th. Number one, as who? And number two, what is he doing to the people? Those 1 million people will not go to work. Most of them will be terminated. They will not have food. So what is he doing? Is he trying to alleviate or increase the cost of living?
Okay, fair enough. Let me read for you something here. Unga prices to go up again over maize shortage. This is covered by the Nation this morning. Consumers will pay more for maize flour after millers in parts of the country suspended operations owing to an acute shortage of the grain. So
is the government, is the problem the government, or is there a shortage of maize?
But the government has power to import, and that is what they said that they are
and
going
we are
to
importing 4 million bags.
March.
We are importing 4 million bags of maize.
So do we expect this price to go down?
Yes, the
I
price
know
will go
you don't
down.
have powers to answer that, but from where you, as part of the government, do you see that happening?
The price of unga shall soon go down because we are importing over 4 million bags of unga that is set to arrive in the country anytime soon. So the price will go down. If there is a shortage, it's not the government that has created the shortage. It's a shortage that has been caused by the famine that is in the country.
Okay,
there's a famine in the country, so there's been no maize. So we've said we are going to import 4 million bags to alleviate this problem.
Okay, the deputy president the other day spoke and said that there is no cheap maize anywhere, and they're struggling to find maize. I don't know how true your facts are about having 4 million bags coming to the country soon. I don't know how, because the deputy president said the other day that they're struggling to find maize, but be it as it may.
Struggling to find maize does not mean there will be no 4 million bags of unga being brought to the country.
Be it as it may, let me listen
and
to
soon see
Omboe. You wanted to respond to what he said?
I have a burning issue.
Okay.
When the president was campaigning, he used that as one of the strategies. He said that the former regime, he said that it is the cause of the the high cost of living, and he was the deputy president. So to me, even though whether I voted for him or not, I am expecting like it will be somehow, it will go down.
How much is the price of unga right now?
So like I saw the price for unga is set to go up. So to me, I feel like what our leader is doing right now for calling for protest to on Monday, it is to bring the government like to knowledge that we are suffering, because if at all, I even prefer the subsidies now.
Let me ask
because you. Wait, and I finish first. Because if at all we will not talk about this, if he'll be telling us, if our president will be telling us, we found a bad economy, we will not be solving anything, honestly, right? So to me, if at all I feel, if at all we'll have that protest on Monday, it will bring them to towards, like, it will bring knowledge to them. We are suffering.
Vincent,
he has just said about the Hustler Fund. He has just said about the Hustler Fund. Hustler Fund is coming with interest. So that is another thing. After, if at all you will not pay after that time, you'll pay with interest, right? So it will not be favoring the common mananchi, even though it was a grant for common mananchi.
Let us be fair. Let us be fair. When you do your 1 million march on Monday, will the maize unga shortage cease to exist? Will it cease to exist? Number two, the Hustler Fund, the interest rate is the annual interest rate. Right now, how much interest rate do we pay from the banks? Over 14%. What you are saying, you are paying at 0.02% every day for your Hustler Fund.
But if I tell you genuine about the Hustler Fund, I believe we have grants that the government has for us, right? So if I tell you looking at the common mananchi, that is something that you just check your phone and press and you get that thing. So if I tell you if I tell you so genuine, like you brought Hustler Fund for us.
Hustler Fund is a revolving fund. It is a revolving fund.
It is not just about Hustler Fund.
But let them also not lie to us by telling us they will will march to State House and the unga shortage will reduce
But they
tomorrow.
will be
It will not be
communicating.
there.
They will be communicating.
Unga shortage, once they finish, whether the unga
They will be
shortage is there,
communicating.
will still be there until the 4 million bags arrive in the country.
They will be communicating. They will be communicating. But from where seated, Wambui, as you know, as you know, an ardent follower of Azimio, there is a proposal by the government to, you know, to create an office for an official office for the opposition leader. Do you not think this is a better platform for you know, agitating for change as an opposition than just marching and demonstrating around?
Not really. I'd not advocate for that.
Why?
Being an opposition leader and mostly in a third world country, people believe like you lost your elections, you have no say in society. That is what has been happening.
But he
right?
lost the election. Is it a
Wait,
lie?
and that is the reason I'm actually saying
He's a loser.
No, that is the reason I'm saying there shouldn't be like there will be no office like that. We want, if at all, we must be in government, just like the way. Even in the other countries, we have seen how you, if at all you've lost something, Raila Odinga is a very resourceful person when it comes to brains and stuff.
He can do that from the
He would have
opposition
used
side.
his brains to win the election. If he has brains.
But he had numbers. Remember, he had numbers.
Yeah, sure.
He had numbers,
but he didn't
so
have the
if at all,
brains to win. Something
yes,
But why
that's a
didn't he
big
use
number.
the same
Let me
brain you're
tell
saying
you.
he had
Let me tell
to
you,
win
that's
the
a big
election?
number. That's a big number.
He
And-
always
It's okay. It's okay. Just give her
loses
time.
election every election.
Give her time. Give her time.
That's a big number, and having 6-point-something million followers, it means he has a big following. So look at it this way. Look at it this way. The looming handshake. I believe if at all this person will be given like a handshake to bring, let us not look at who will benefit from the handshake, but let us look at the development that the handshake will bring. We have seen even those people from the opposition, we have very good leaders from there, and that will bring them to the table, and that handshake will bring those people like to the cake cutting process. And to me, I believe that if at all we bring those leaders to the table, we will have a very good country, and economic wise will be much better, like more than we are right now.
I agree with you, but the question is, if you have an handshake between the one who won the election and the one who lost in this context, then there is nobody's going to put this government in check. That is the question, and that is why the government is saying, we are not going to give you an handshake. We don't want you to be part of government, but we want you to be in a position where you have the authority to ask questions and put us in check.
And that is an answer. Allow me to answer that. That is an answer of what you've just said about on Monday. So we are just putting this government on check. Like, if at all we feel, and honestly, like common Mwananchi is feeling, you're not fulfilling what you promised us, right? So we're putting them on check, and that is the reason we want, if at all we'll have that protest on Monday, we will be able, the government will answer us. Trust you me, there will be an answer for why the cost of living is not going low.
You see.
Okay, fair enough.
Let me answer on the handshake issue. Okay. Number one, Mzee Raila has said this is an illegitimate government. Number one.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't recognize the government.
So why do you want a handshake? Once you handshake with the government, does it make it legitimate? Because he's gotten into a handshake with the same government.
But to be clear, Raila Odinga himself has said he doesn't in any way want a handshake with President William.
Raila always says that. We know since Moi, he was Moi must go. Kibaki must go. Uhuru must go. He's still continuing with the same song. Ruto must go. It's the same. But you see, even if he gets a handshake, does it legitimize the government? The way he's saying, it's an illegitimate government. That is number one. Number two.
That is why himself he doesn't want a handshake.
Not what he wants. He's a master. I said, and the last time I said, he's a professional political clout chaser. seeking relevance. He wants to remain relevant. So he will say anything, say it anyhowly, but at the end game, it is about him and not the people of the Republic of Kenya. And the last time I said, the president, we need to use the multi-sectoral approach in order to build a better Kenyan economy. But the opposition and Raila Odinga is not part of the Kenyan economy, and therefore he should relax.
He pays taxes, come. He pays taxes. That's why.
He pays taxes, yes. But he's not part of the economy.
Why?
Okay.
And you are paying taxes.
Are you part of the Kenyan economy?
Yes, I pay taxes.
We all pay taxes.
Yes.
But look, we are saying if we want the cost of living to go down, maandamano number one will not. Let us look, get the energy sector, sit down, have consultation, see what is causing the high cost of living. Why are the energy prices high? Why are fuel prices high? Why is electricity high? How can we lower them? And that is what the government is doing. But you coming to tell us, you also have, no, you relax. Let the government do it the way it is doing. We have a 5-year contract. Stop giving us pressure 6 months because you lost and you have nothing to do. Let him go to Bondo and farm and take care of his grandchildren.
The question here, he's looking at the promises that the government of the day made when they were campaigning.
Yes.
In 100 days.
Yes.
Those are promises you make to the
Yes.
people. And you have to be accountable for these promises. So far, he feels, and they feel in Azimio, that the Kenya Kwanza government has not lived to their promises so far.
So what are the alternatives? If you're opposition,
that is why they are going out to ask questions. Why have you not fulfilled your promises in 100 days?
What is the work of the opposition is an alternative, right?
And that is what they are doing.
No, they are not doing it. They should say, okay, you said in 100 days you will do this. Okay? It has not come down. This is the alternative. Our alternative is this is what we would have done to reduce the cost of living, but not maandamano, marching to state house.
Of course, that is why they are saying the cost of living could only come down if they, come of the day, continue the subsidies. That is what they are saying every day when they go to their rallies.
Every leader has their own leadership style. Number one, every leader has their own understanding on how to rework the economy. Every leader has their own plan. William Samoei Ruto, His Excellency, has seen that having subsidies is unsustainable. And I will tell you, when we removed the fuel subsidy, the fuel price went up. Okay?
And it actually went up yesterday evening. As
Yes.
we talk,
Yes.
the super petrol is going to retail at 179.
Yes.
And a few
But
cents.
we have seen a constant stabilization of the prices. Okay? But number two, for fuel, I will say it's a global problem. But this is the thing. We have seen a stabilization for a period of time in the prices. And that is also a good indication that soon there shall start to be a decline in prices. And it's a gradual. And I said, this thing is not rocket science where you launch a rocket to the air. No, it is gradual. It is gradual. Unga was 230. Right now, Unga is retailing between 150 and 180. It is gradual. Yes, it is gradual.
I don't believe so.
I don't think.
What
I don't think that's exactly
what Raha premium are the ones who paid 230. But Jogo, Pembe, Ndovu is 185 shillings.
I don't think that is exactly true because I was at a supermarket yesterday evening and I looked at the prices of commodities there. And I'll tell you for
How
free.
much was
I'll tell you
unga?
for free. In what I saw on the shelves, there was no unga
I was
under
also at a
190
supermarket
shillings.
yesterday and I saw Unga for 185 shillings.
There was no unga under 190 shillings from what I saw
The
yesterday.
supermarket I was at, there was Unga for 185 shillings.
Okay, let's talk about the cost of unga and how you're going to bring it down because you've said the government has said that it's going to, to import maize and it is going to give specific retailers in specific places specific prices that they're going to retail this product for. Talk about unga, talk about rice, talk about cooking oil for that matter. Now, are we not going to create like two classes of the masses in this, that there are people who are going to purchase this product at this certain price, but others will purchase it at different prices?
Once it's given to the retailers, it is sold to all Kenyans. There is no class or this one is going to buy this unga. You go to a supermarket, there are all kinds of unga at various prices. You as the consumer choose what unga you want to buy. What the government is doing, we are going to give the retailers this unga and also give them a specific price range. Number one, for price control to avoid people taking advantage of Kenyans. And number two, because we'll sell it at a lower price, okay? So that we ensure it is standard in all. The unga that will be brought will be standard across board. There will be no place that is selling this unga 10 shillings, 5 shillings, 2 shillings, 1 shilling higher than the rest. I think it's a matter of choice.
I think in that particular bit, maybe you don't have facts. Because the government has said, and if you listen to the Cabinet Secretary for Trade and Industrialization, Moses Kuria, when he spoke, he said that when we bring this, we are going to give it in specific places. Remember, this is not going to be sold in supermarkets, for that matter. These subsidized kind of commodities are not going to be sold in supermarkets. They're going to be sold in specific places with or by specific retailers. Say, for example, in Kibra, by specific people, to just target those, you know, low-end kind of earners, regions and places. So for me, the question is, what about these people who are going to shop in places that don't have these retailers?
Okay, fine, and I get your point. This is the thing. If I know this unga has been taken to a certain place and I want that unga, I will go where it is.
For example, I'll give you an example.
Yes.
You live in, say you live, which middle class place can I give you? Say you live in Langata, okay? And the unga is in Mathare. You know, are you going to go all the way to Mathare to look for that unga?
I believe that unga will be distributed all across the country. And it will be accessible to Kenyans. Regardless of where it is, what I know, it will be accessible to Kenyans. And the retailers who are being given are those local retailers in our surroundings. I know that unga will be available to any Kenyan who will want that unga. So
allow me to
I
add
will
on
be
that.
able to access it from whichever part of this country. Okay? And number two, we are not creating any class the way you had asked. We are not creating any class because my consumption is a choice. I choose what to consume. I can enter into a shop, I can enter into a retail shop. There are very different kinds of flour. Okay? I choose, I want that one, and I pay for it. Or I want that one, and I pay for it. So it is not a matter of making these ones more advantage than the others. No. Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to look for facts here. I'll give you those facts before we conclude the show. You wanted to respond?
I really wanted to add on that.
Okay.
When the current president was campaigning, he painted himself like he is one of the, like he even used the Mama Boga word to show like, I am one of you. I am one of those proletariats, like people of the low class. And that is the reason he got massive support from those people from low class. So to me, if I hear like we will be giving specific people, that is where cartels will come in. And if at all, I believe it is very possible. Like last year before elections, there was this subsidized unga where we will get unga like everywhere. So if at all they can use that method to make sure like every Mwananchi has gotten that unga, it will be much better.
And that's why I said that unga will be accessible to every Kenyan. It will be accessible. Take that to the bank. It will be accessible. And number two, that unga ya 100, we were told we go and buy it at State House because we never saw it. We will go to shops and we are told, unga ya mia and State House, unga ni 230. But I want to assure you, Wamboi and Vincent, that unga will be accessible to every Kenyan.
We need to deal with facts here, not what you believe. For me, I
It's a
saw
fact.
I saw that unga last year.
Give me the receipt.
I saw
Produce the
that unga
receipt of
last
that
year
unga.
that was going for 100 bob. So if at all the president is so genuine about this unga case, and this is more of lives of Kenyans, because if at all you go for Jengo somewhere and you get your 200, I'm telling you it is not enough for unga, for supper that night, because what if you have children? They need school fees, they need mboga, they need oil and stuff, and things are really high. So let us look on how we will make sure like the cost of living is going low.
And that is why we are saying the cost of living is going low, but gradually.
How long will we wait? You promised us 100 days, and right now it's over 6 months.
It is fine. The price of unga is going, the cost of living is going down. The president soon will even launch gas, cooking gas, that will range between 500 shillings and 800 shillings.
Is it cooking gas or the cylinder? The cylinder.
Yes.
The cylinder, not the gas itself.
We recently launched even Taifa gas. Recently. We will ensure that even the gas is so accessible and cheap such that everyone can afford to be able to cook a meal. Right now, the cost of the cylinders and gas is very high. Refilling gas is very expensive. Not only refilling, even the cylinder itself. So the president said it will range between 500 and 800 shillings.
Okay, that's fair enough. I want us to take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation and again talk a little bit about what is happening in terms of UDA trying to merge with other political parties, and others have said we are not going to do it. And again, UDA reaping from the opposition's ground. Yesterday we saw former Governor Kidero, former Governor Ranguma, and former Governor Kothobado joining UDA and the hard caps of UDA on their heads finally. So we are going to talk about that when we come back. But again, we'll also talk a little bit about the conversation that we've had here, because I don't feel we have concluded it yet.
Sure.
So do not go away. We do a short break, but when we come right back, we'll be talking about what is happening in terms of the democracy of parties, especially multi-partyism in the country. Remember that you can weigh in this conversation on our social media pages, Kirk TV Kenya on Facebook, Kirk TV _Kenya on Twitter, as well as our SMS number is 0311220004. We'll be able to look at your feedback at the tail end of this conversation. Do not go away. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Thank you.
On the next episode of The Legends, we will welcome into the program the Reverend Festus Gitonga, a former Secretary General of the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, who himself has intimated to me several times that he has one more year to go. So we want to understand how he is preparing himself for retirement and the experiences when he was a Secretary General and the advice that he can give to many of us. So we welcome you to our next program of The Regents.
Okay, welcome back in the morning, right in studio, still with my panelists here, Mamboy Wamaina as well as Jeremiah Weragu. It's been a heated conversation already this morning. You know, they're literally going on protest here, the Azimio side and of course the UDA side. But before we take another route in this conversation, let's first conclude on the issue of the opposition side. You know, it's not constitutionally granted, the opposition, but they are on the side that lost, the minority for that matter, and the majority. We've seen yesterday there were MPs allied to the UDA party, that's to the government, who said what the Azimio side is doing, its culmination will be an overthrow of the government. What does this, you know, bring into the public? What kind of information were they trying to pass across?
You see, as I always say, it's a matter of precedence. During Moi's time, we saw there was an attempted overthrowing of the government. During Uhuru's tenure, there was the swearing in of the quote-unquote people's president. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to send this country into anarchy by saying we are going to demonstrate, we are going to go and occupy State House, we are going to go to government offices and do rampage. It's simply not for the good interest. And let me tell you, what they said is true. The end goal of this thing is not to save Kenyans from the harsh economic times or to save Kenyans to a better luminous future, but it is for self-gratification, self-edification, and self-satisfaction. That is the end goal of all this maandamano kind of thing. That is the end goal. I will tell you, take it to the bank.
All right. When you listen to your side, your party leader, Raila Odinga, and of course his compatriots in the opposition, in the Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya coalition, they very, very specifically say what they intend to do and what they intend not to do. They'll say they're going to do this peacefully, they're going to do this according to the law, they're going to do the protests without an attempt to destroy the property of Kenyans. From the past, looking at what happened in 2017, when there was that Mandamano, tear gas Mondays, you remember, and how things turned out. It was ugly in some instances. Don't you foresee this happening? And even as we head into on Monday, because protests are actually happening in some other areas. Yeah.
To me, I believe protest, it's one way of making sure like the current government is answerable to the common mwananchi and the ones that voted for them. So if actually I voted for you, I need to get answers of what is going on, why am I not getting this, what you promised me. And even in other countries, even in South Africa, they are having protests. And we are a democratic country. And we are supposed to get answers. We are not. We cannot even allow any kind of tyranny in our country. And to me, I believe that whatever is happening, those people that are saying they want to overthrow the government, Raila has tried to bring a lot of governments on toes and answer questions of why are we not getting this. To me, I believe Raila is one of the best person who makes sure, like, come on, I'm telling you, 6-point-something million votes is not less. So people believe in him. There are people like who believe in him, and those are the people. Maybe they are pushing him to bring the current government. Like, why are we not getting this? Then, if at all, yes, we lost, it's okay, but we still need answers. We are citizens of Kenya, right? So, for us, we just feel like the MPs that say that they just want to overthrow the government. Those people, they don't even have facts, because if at all Raila wanted to do that, from the past experiences, he will have done that. And now, because he has never tried to do that, he is the people's president. He got that in 2017. He didn't try to do that because he didn't have the support from the state institutions, and he knew the consequences of that. And he tried to go for handshake. Is that not a peaceful man? If at all you really wanted to do that. So to me, I do not believe that they want to overthrow the government. To me, I believe they just want answers for the common man.
But when you, just a moment, when you listen to them, they also say that we are going to take what truly belongs to us. They say, kutumia maneno yao kwa Kiswahili wanasema, tunaenda kuchukua kilicho chenu, wanaambia wananchi hivyo. You see, what do they mean? What are they going to take that belongs to them?
There is something called unatumia maneno, like you do not exactly mean what you say. Like, we just want our freedom. Like, if at all I want this thing. If at all I feel my mother cannot even afford 1 meal a day, honestly, I will feel so much bad.
Do you mean you don't mean what you say?
Yet, I voted for the government. So maybe I feel the pain.
So what do you mean by you don't know? You don't mean what you say?
There are some words that I do not, because if at all these people meant that they'll go for what it belongs to them,
why are you saying
they would have done that kitambo.
Why are you saying it? Why are you saying it? If
so you want to tell me the protest, they want to overthrow the government? Honestly.
Let me tell you.
You feel like that,
Vincent?
Let me ask you. You feel they want to do that?
What they are saying is we are going to take over what belongs to us.
In 2017,
no, those are not facts.
Wait,
Vincent,
in 2017, we saw Raila, and he went back to the state house because he knew he did not have support from the state institution.
He didn't go.
Okay.
Because he did.
No, let me tell you.
And how comes the handshake came after? And how comes the handshake? So you want to tell me Uhuru Kenyatta went for Raila?
No, you are saying is the people's president. What law did he use to swear himself in?
No, that's a slogan. That's just a slogan. Do you feel he occupied this house?
Some order now. Some order.
Let me just ask. I just need clarification from her. The handshake she's talking about, did you keep the government in check?
Yes.
How did you keep the government
in check?
Because
what we want it's economic development.
And is that keeping the government in check?
Wait.
No, is that keeping the government in check?
What was the purpose of the handshake?
No.
To bring peaceful talk and dialogue.
So,
and that happened, right? We had a lot of peace. There was even we got grants, we got partners to come and partner with us. If at all we do not have,
is Kenya not getting grants, whether there is an opposition or not?
You have asked me a question and I'm answering you. If at all we do not have peace, we will not have partners. We will not have NGOs. We have seen even the embassies telling their people.
Just have some order so that we can pass.
We have seen embassies telling their people it's not safe here. And if at all we will have a peaceful environment.
Oh, hold on.
Yes, please. If at all we have peaceful environment, we can be able to have economic development, and that is the most important thing. so that I can be able to invest my property in a country. So if at all we get a peaceful environment, and that is what actually brings, like handshake brings a peaceful dialogue.
So is Raila bringing peace by going to
he's a very
taking a match?
peaceful man.
Oh wow, by 1 million people.
We are in a democratic country.
Oh wow.
Right.
We are in a democratic country, and I believe that is one of the methods to bring peace.
You
If
say
I
what
only
you
have
don't
tried
mean.
to tell you something.
Allow me to take this
Let's be fair,
conversation
Vincent,
forward now.
Hold
This is
on.
what we're going
The government is being interdicted by people who do not mean what they say.
All right, now allow me to take this conversation forward, and let's
But also let me also remind them. Let me just remind them.
Okay.
Raila Amolo Odinga will never be president. His children will never, neither his grandchildren. So the sooner he adjusts, let me tell you.
Okay.
Hold on, it is a fact. He's never been the president of Kenya.
That's
He's attempted 5 times.
That's a hypothesis.
Let me finish with my hypothesis. Let my hypothesis.
Okay.
We're dealing with
let me finish with
listen to me.
The sooner he gets to that, the lesser the chest pains we'll have when we're ruling over them.
All right. It's Kenyans who decide who their leaders will be. So if they choose whoever they will choose, then
and they've chosen 5 times not to have him.
But now let's take conversation forward. It's on the handshake. We don't know if it's going to happen, but we let's see what happens
it's
in
next year. It's a hot air
threat. Now, what is happening in the current government, the ruling party, UDA, United Democratic Alliance? Yesterday, we saw 6 parties fold up to join UDA. And these 6 parties include, of course, Chama Cha Mashinani, formerly led by the first governor of Bomet, Isaac Ruto. Then there is a party called Farmers Party by Rongo Nyakera. There is also a party...
Economic Freedoms Party.
Yes. And there is a party called Maendeleo something by the former governor of Embu, Martin Wambora. A total of 6 parties folding up to now join UDA. What does this do to the multipartyism of our country? You are, a horse in that party.
Okay, I'll say this. Our intention is to create a national party, a party for the people. I want to tell you, UDA is not owned by anybody. UDA is owned by Kenyans. And Kenyans are the stakeholders of UDA. And we have just put William Samoei Ruto and His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua as our party leaders. Okay? So what we are doing, we want to move from parties of personality-oriented parties, to party of the people. That does not mean we will not have multi-party democracy. That does not mean there will be no multipartyism. Other parties are still in existence. We have over 82 parties in this country. What we are saying, the parties that we formed together, the Kenya Kwanza Alliance, let us create one national party that even after William Samoei Ruto leaves, has concluded his term and leaves, and we get another presidential candidate, the party will not collapse because William Ruto has left, but the party will continue even for ages because it's the people's party. They decide who will be the leader. Unlike parties like ODM, unlike parties like Jubilee, which are personality-oriented. When Uhuru Kenyatta left Jubilee, Jubilee has collapsed. If today Odinga...
Actually, it's the other way around. When the current president, William Ruto, left Jubilee, Jubilee collapsed.
Even Uhuru left Jubilee, he went to Azimio.
Uhuru is still the party leader of Jubilee.
But he went to Azimio.
No, factually, he is the party leader of Jubilee. Jubilee is part of Azimio.
Exactly. If today Raila left ODM, ODM will collapse. Because it is all about Odinga. If Kalonzo left Wiper will collapse because it's about a certain personality. So that's what we are trying to achieve. A party of the people, like the CCM, like of Tanzania, ANC of South Africa, that is people owned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Allow me to add on that kindly.
Yes, say something, because I also want to ask, but let me ask you this question, even as you want to say something. Even when the parties were folding themselves yesterday, the 6 parties, A good number, a dozen of leaders from Luo Nyanza joined UDA. And these are Evans Kidero, the former governor of Nairobi, Jack Rangoma, the former governor of Kisumu, and Okoth Obado, the former governor of Migori. They all joined UDA, and other leaders, of course, so many of them joined UDA yesterday. What do you make of the home ground of Raila Odinga? Luo Nyanza is shifting.
I don't think it's shifting because that is them, like for instance, Governor Kidero, former Governor Kidero, going to UDA. Maybe it's because of his own interest. But for me, I'm against those parties going to form one national party. Ask me why. If at all I have a party, it means I am representing several people, right? And what if I go there and my party is not even recognized? Because if at all we joined like 6 parties, like all of us, we will not be able to table our problems the same way I will be able to table my problem alone. So I feel it is not good to have a one-party state. Because if at all that starts, we don't know what will happen. Like maybe what is their intentions in future.
We've not said that one-party state.
Wait. So in Kenya, it's a multi-party system, right? So to me, I feel if at all I have a party, there was a reason why I started it, and I was representing, like my people. I have people following that party, so it is okay. I bring my problems to this party, having my own party. Like it should not be kind of swallowed in that one party, because I'll not be able to fight for what I want in that one party, because I'll have joined it.
Vincent, we are not saying we want a one party. What we are saying, in this country there are over 82 political parties. What we are saying, the parties that formed the government, Kenya Kwanza parties, let us form and become one party. The reason why we have various parties is to represent people. Now we are saying this party is owned by the people. Okay? We are just custodians of the party. If the people decide today to remove His Excellency William Samoei Ruto as the party leader and give it to someone else, that's what will happen. And that's why you saw even in our NDC was not full of leaders, but Kenyans who own the party. What we are saying, we have no problem. Look at Azimio. Azimio is a coalition party. Us is a coalition of parties. So we are saying, let us fold up this, let us be one, because we are speaking one thing. We are speaking one, we are having one mind, because that is what made us create our plan. We are one. So why should we, let us all conglomerate together and let us move our agenda as one.
The question people are asking, why now? It's just 6 months after the general elections. We have 5 years before the next elections. Why now? It's too early.
And when is too early and when is too late?
Because people are asking, what are the priorities of the UDA party right now? Is it to continue with politics or work to solve the issues of the people?
The party, the work of the party is to continue doing party. Party is independent from the president. The president now is the president of the Republic of Kenya and not the president of UDA. So UDA, he's just a party leader. So UDA will continue with its grassroots, will continue with civic education, will continue with various projects that will aid government in fulfillment of its mandate.
Is it aiding right now in terms of holding the parties, you feel?
Yes, because we want to have a consolidated approach. We all go as one, not this one going speaking differently. We are all one. We formed this plan together.
But you're already in Kenya Kwanza.
Yes, we're in Kenya Kwanza, but now we are saying, fine, let us do it. Let us bring all hands on deck. Let's do it together as one. And that's what we are saying. Let the party do the party. The president is not going to do politics. The president has said he's not going to do politics. The president will not do it. So let the party do the political bit, And the president does the service delivery to the people. The party is just to aid. It's just a vehicle to aid the government, to supplement, complement government in its, so that we can go and do civic education on what the plan is all about, what needs to be done, this and this. Yeah, simple.
I have a question for him. What is the primary purpose of having a party? What is the primary purpose of having a party? It is to make sure that you people get power. Now that you have gotten power, I think now you should be thinking of how you will work for Kenyans and not making sure like you have been joined and stuff, because you already have the power.
We are working for Kenyans, and that's why the president is not the president of the Republic of Kenya. Who's doing that? The president of the Republic of Kenya is working to fix the Kenyan economy.
But remember, this is the party that made
the work
him
of the
president.
Secretary General is to consolidate the troops.
I actually think that should come even after like 4.5 years, like when we're about to have another election.
How does that affect
because
the governance of the president?
Because you'll start now diverting the attention
how
of
is
Kenyans.
That, how is that
of course
affecting the delivery of Kenya Kwanza?
What people are feeling is there is nothing that can happen in a party without the blessing of a party leader. And the president is the party leader of UDA.
Yeah.
He must have given blessing for this to go on. So he is very much involved.
The president will be made aware, or the party leader is made aware of everything that happens in the party and outside the party, in the country, in whichever corner the president is given information. Okay? The president was informed. The party is also supposed, so now will we say the party should not do its grassroots elections because the president is running the country?
So when you tell me that he was told, he didn't know that they were joining the party, he was just informed.
No, the president is informed of everything that happens in this country, okay, including the party. And I've asked a simple question. There will soon be grassroots party elections, okay? Should there not be party elections because it will interfere with the presidential efficacy? No. The reason we are going to have the party elections is so that we can also make the voice of the people, the voice of common mwananchi, amplified. We are going to get it from the ward level to the national level so that we can have our people interact and be able to assist the government in running its mandate.
Well, another question maybe that people are asking is it a case of learning from experience? Because it has happened before in terms of, Jubilee merging up with URP to do that, the major Jubilee
It
coalition.
wasn't Jubilee, it was TNA.
It was TNA, sorry, and URP, they became Jubilee Coalition. In 2017, it became Jubilee Party, but it died. It's no longer strong as it was. Is it a case of the president and the UDA party learning from experience and beginning early to put their house in order?
It is learning from the experience of, we do not want personality parties. Okay? We want a national party by the people and for the people. It's not about William Ruto. It's not about past experience. It's a party that will outlive us. Look at Jubilee. We folded parties, but it has outlived nobody. Right now, Jubilee has very few members. You see? So it's not a matter of past what we saw and we do not want a replica. What we want is a party that will live beyond His Excellency William Ruto, that will live beyond me, a party that even our children, if they want to ever be in politics, they can use. It's a party that we will not keep on. We don't want a party that today, it's just a cycle. It's just the same party but triangulating everywhere. And then number two, we have not forced anyone to merge. It's a party. It's, if you feel you want to merge, come. We will work together. But what we are just simply saying, you see, Jubilee was about people, was a personality party. It was about the two major parties coming together. But now we are saying, fine, it is not about, even when UDA was started, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto was not the party leader. Okay? We had to appoint him and elect him into the office of the party leader, because it is our party as Kenyans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Allow me to
Yes,
add
I
on that,
want to bring you in and ask you what has made, from where you are, you know, you might not be a follower of ODM, but ODM is one of the oldest parties now in the country, and one of the strongest single party in the country, for that matter, actually. What has made it strong, you feel, until now, that maybe the UDA party is looking at and saying we need also a strong party that is going to live beyond the just concluded election?
But UDA is stronger than ODM. Just a minute. Let me ask. UDA is stronger than ODM at the moment.
Let me
we're
ask
talking
in terms
about
of
how
membership
it
and all
has,
that, ODM is
it
still
has
strong.
risen from scratch.
Yeah.
I just said the party leader is a very strong person, and he's so resourceful, and that is the reason it has never fallen. And you have seen many people, even for me personally, I come from Muranga. I saw people from Muranga even vying with ODM. Whether they won, whether they lost, they had followers, I'm telling you. So it is a very big party, and people vying with it. And to me, I feel Raila Odinga is a very resourceful man, and that is, they actually should copy notes or borrow notes from his Right Honorable Raila Odinga on how to have such a strong party. And also, just before we came to that, you said about one party state, and to me, I feel we're actually going there. So let us look at it this way. We in Kenya, where we used to corruption and greed for power and stuff, what if that one party and that national party, I'm not saying that it can or it will, what if we such experiencing such things, and yet we made sure like the small parties join the big party? You see, the problem that actually I feel it will bring issues in our party, in our country. And that is the reason Kenya, they knew what they were saying when they said Kenya is a multi-party state. If I tell you have followers and you have a party, a small party, you're representing this group of people, the minority people, it is good to have a party so that you can be listened, and you can go and debate in that big party. Because you have your party, you can be able to bring the interest of those people.
Let's not mislead Kenyans. We're not going to a one party state.
If at all we start like that,
no,
we do not know how far we will go.
So wasn't Jubilee going to a one party state then? Isn't Azimio a one party state? Because Azimio is a formation of all these parties, ODM, Wiper and the likes. It's a formation. It is one party. So do you want to tell us we are going to one party?
But the current government wants the other parties to join, and that is actually we have seen resistance. Have we not seen resistance?
Was Jubilee one party?
We saw it didn't.
Let me ask you, what is the future of ODM? If today Raila Odinga leaves ODM, let me ask, if today Raila Odinga leaves ODM,
I have some order and reasons.
Yes, please.
Now,
let us not mislead Kenyans on live TV.
Well, Azimio have been saying that they feel where we are headed to, if we follow what the Kenya Kwanza government want, they feel that it's headed to, it's a minus to multipartyism. But all said and done.
Parties.
All said and done.
We're not asking all the 82 parties to come. We are asking, it's a coalition of the willing.
If we start by six parties,
it's only yesterday
willing by willing seller.
That's a single day.
It was only yesterday when the SG of UDA, Cleophas Malala, came out yesterday and said, for those who are not willing, it's okay. We still work with them as partners. But when he began this issue, when he came into office 2 weeks ago, it was evident that all the parties are going to fold up.
Was it all the parties in Kenya?
All the parties in Kenya Kwanza.
How many parties are they?
Join up.
There are around 13 parties. The country has 82 parties. So how are we going to one party state?
But again, all said and done, Ford Kenya and NC have stood strong and said they are not going to fold up. What do you think this is going to cause in the Kenya Kwanza coalition?
It will not cause any conflict. It is those who are willing. If you're not willing to fold up your party, we will work the way the party SG said, we will work together as partners, because either way, we came in together as partners. We already are partners. We came in as partners and we'll continue with that. But if you're willing and you feel you want to join it as one party, it is fine. What we are saying, we are talking about the Kenya Kwanza parties. There are around 13 to 14 parties. Kenya has 82 parties. So there's nowhere we are going to multi-party or one single party kind of way. That is wrong information. Number two, Azimio is also a joining of parties. Okay? There is NAK Kenya, there is Wiper, there is ODM, all of them in one party called Azimio, One Kenya Alliance. That is one party because it's a coalition party. Ours is a coalition of parties. There's a difference. So now, when UDA is saying those who want to come and join us and we form one big party for the people of Kenya, we are now moving to one party. Yet Azimio, when they were joining their parties, let's be honest.
I feel you're contradicting yourself.
I'm not contradicting myself.
Wait, I tell you the reason. When you're saying there will be no conflict when the ANC will not join us, yet you want the small parties to join you.
No.
The big parties should be the example to join you. No, Kenya Kwanza
we want
first.
all parties. Let me tell you.
So what is the impact of the
Kenya
small parties
just
joining
hold on.
you? What is the impact?
You see,
let
me clarify that.
Okay.
Let me clarify this. We want all parties in Kenya Kwanza to join us. Okay? But it is not under a gun on your head that you have to join us. If a big party feels they want to join, fine. If a small party feels they want to join, fine. No one is being forced. So it's not an issue of why is not the big parties joining.
But they shall lead by example.
No, it's a matter of choice. It's a matter of choice.
Now,
We cannot now tell Musalia Mudavadi and Agan, join.
How do you feel this UDA party was formed a few months to elections, a year or so to election? It went ahead and got power. It's in power. It's the leading party, the governing party for that matter. And now they want to bring together other parties. How do you feel there is going to be of competition?
So far we are the largest party. We are the largest party so far in the country.
Allow me to answer that, please.
As you answer, take note of that.
UDA was formed before elections, and it took power. So, but remember, the deputy president was also part of the government, so he knew the tactics of how to take power. So, like, if at all it was formed before elections, and then all of a sudden, after taking power, they want the small parties to join them. To me, it
Is it
doesn't.
a case of making themselves stronger?
Not really. They just want to change what has been there. They just want to be the biggest, like, not to make themselves stronger. They just want to make. To me, I feel it's one. They want it to be a one-party state.
No,
honestly, because let me
conclude.
Let me answer the reason. The reason why I've said like that. If we are in a democratic country, if at all these people are genuine, they could have at least taken some time so that we can see what they are bringing on the table, right? So, but all of a sudden they just want the small parties to join them. And what if? For you to be listened, you must join them.
So is the Roots Party a big party? And it is in Azimio.
What if, for you to be listened, for you to bring, you want something on the table? Yes, you must join us. What if they bring that issue?
You see,
all right.
Vincent,
even as we conclude.
For matters of clarity, just 30 seconds.
Okay.
For matter of clarity, what we are saying, we want to make our party stronger. Number one, UD is the largest party, even in membership in this country. It has almost 12 million registered members. It is the single largest party alone. So we want to make it stronger. We want it to be owned by more people. It is stronger. It's not about William Ruto, but the people of Kenya. It is one of the, we are just making it stronger. Let these people not cheat you that we are only looking for small parties.
Now,
we want all parties in Kenya Kwanza.
And another tactic that we are seeing from UDA now is infiltrating the strongholds of Raila Odinga and ODM party. Yesterday we saw members of ODM, or former members of ODM for that matter, who've been elected by ODM in the recent past elections, finally join UDA, as much as they are former, elected leaders, but they are leaders for that matter, and they have a following, they have influence for that matter. How do you see this move in terms of getting into the strongholds of ODM party? Is it going to in any way destabilize the opposition, destabilize the competitor side, and make themselves stronger, or just a tactic, how do you call it, just a coating instead of going deeper?
Number one, we are not infiltrating anywhere or anybody. What you're saying, the people who are joining the party, they've seen the light. They've seen where the future belongs. The future belongs to UDA and Kenya Kwanza. They have seen, they have been in ODM, they've seen there's nothing they're gaining from there. They've seen the direction UDA and Kenya Kwanza is going. That is the direction that is best for Kenyans. So they've joined out of choice. No one has coerced them.
The reason why I'm saying infiltrating is
we are not weakening anybody. Our agenda is not to weaken Raila Odinga. It is not to weaken ODM. It is not to weaken Azimio. But the people who are joining have joined because they have seen there is somewhere that this government is taking this country to the near future.
The reason why I'm saying infiltrating is because the first assignment that the Secretary General of UDA had when he came into the office, the first weekend he went into Kisumu for registration of members. Kisumu is a stronghold of ODM, we know that. That is why I used the term infiltrating.
He went there to open a UDA office, number one.
Yes.
That is the only place, among the only places that we did not have a functionable UDA office. So we were going to establish an office where people, where Kenyans, where leaders can come, and those who want to join the party can join. It was just opening of a party. And any party can open an office anywhere they feel like. So we have offices in Mount Kenya, Rift Valley, Western, Coastal region, Northern region. It was only in Nyanza. So we decided, let us go open an office there. Because we want to make that, we don't want people to start traveling from Nyanza, going to different places. Let us have them at their doorstep. So that whichever Kenyan, whichever leader, whomsoever feels they want to join the party, can have somewhere where they can go, inquire about the party, learn about the party. If there's anything they want to understand about the party, they can. If they have grievances, they can present it at a certain office. So we are just making it easier. And Malala was not intending to weaken anybody. And that's not the agenda of the party.
Well, that is what you're saying, but could be the intention is far from what you're saying.
No,
but
that's not the intention.
All said and done.
So is ODM, if ODM come and open an office in Mount Kenya, in Murang'a, are they infiltrating William Ruto's stronghold?
Definitely. It is a stronghold of William Ruto. So going there is looking for a way.
So therefore, does that mean we should have our offices only in strongholds? Does that mean we need to, parties should have offices in their strongholds?
No, you don't have to have, but accept that you're infiltrating. Accept that you're trying to find your way through a stronghold that doesn't belong to you, is it?
No, all right. All Kenyans, we can access anywhere. Right. There is no place that belongs to this person. Easy bedroom.
All right.
Bedroom, nyumba.
All right. As we conclude, I want us to conclude the show. Madam Wamboi, I know there are 2 or 3 days before the D-Day of the Azimio Maandamano, the million people march up to State House on Monday. What do you foresee yourself between now and Monday? Is there something going to happen between here that is going to stop the major event for the Azimio on Monday, you see?
Yeah.
Or you're going to go all the way?
Okay. First, the main purpose of the Maandamano is to make sure like the low cost of living, we've got it. And number 2, it is to get answers. So if at all we get answers before then, if at all the price of unga down. For we can see, even today's Daily Nation has said, unga prices is set to go up. If at all we see the prices of unga go down, why should we go for maandamano? So if at all there will be that, we will not go for maandamano. Number two, to me, that's a very good move. For I have insisted, we are a democratic country. And that is one of the ways to express yourself, to feel like I am not contented with what I'm having. Because if at all we will not go for maandamano, if at all we will not speak our minds, there will nothing that will happen.
So for you feel if the grievances being raised by the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition are addressed, you are home and dry. You don't have to do the Azimio
exactly. And that is what everyone wants. Okay. We want a very peaceful country, and if at all that thing will be looked up to, we'll be okay.
The Azimio la Umoja coalition will be okay. What about you, Jeremiah? Do you see the government answering directly to the grievances or the issues raised by Azimio la Umoja between now and Monday? Do you see that happening?
As I answer that question, I'll just tell them, your freedom to swing your hand stops the moment it reaches my nose. That is number one. Okay? If you want to andamana, and the government said, fine, you andamana, but let it not make me hungry. Okay? Number two, you're saying you want to andamana because the price of unga is about to go high. Go ask the rain to rain then, so that there is no drought, so that there is enough supply of maize, then you can now start saying you're not being honest with us. And that is why government does not want to engage with a dishonest conversation. The grievances being raised are pertinent. I agree. And the government agrees. It is pertinent. But we have different ways of approaching this, and not maandamano. So the government is saying, fine, come, if we want to talk, use the sectors. There are different sectors, okay? Raise your grievances there, it shall be raised, we shall handle them. And we shall ensure that Kenyans get answers. And that's what we are saying.
So what you're saying basically is you don't foresee the government engaging the Azimio la Umoja coalition anytime between.
No, what Azimio is doing is just trying to provoke government. They want to retain a narrative to the international community that they are being harassed, they are being intimidated, they are being maimed. No, they are trying to provoke the government to react so that the government reacts with force. And it's a narrative they just want to show. So they are not honest. Government wants to have an honest conversation. And the day they become honest, the government will engage.
All right. What the Azimio la Umoja coalition have stated, I wish we had the clip, is that they are going to do everything according to the law and peacefully. And what they are doing, they're asking the government and the police officers to just provide security for the protesters, because they are going to hold peaceful protests or peaceful demos for that matter. We wait and see. Vincent, between now and Monday, still 4 or 5 days, we wait to see what will have transpired then, if at all the grievances are going to be addressed, or the Azimio la Umoja coalition party leader Raila Odinga is going to give different or totally other directives pertaining that day. But all he said yesterday is that on Monday he believes that he's going to hold one of the major demos ever, and calls to his supporters to boycott work that day, because according to him is a public holiday for them to do that protest. We wait and see what happens. But from here, I want to say thank you guys for giving us an opportunity for coming here for the show, Jeremiah, and of course, Wamboy. I know if we give you an opportunity, we are going to begin crisscrossing again.
It's not crisscrossing.
But allow me
30 seconds. I can't leave this without advising
I give you
Kenyans.
10 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds is Kenyans on the 20th go to work, because it is not a government, it's the work of Interior to declare public holidays. Those who are working, don't go to work, or else utakosa unga. So the choice is yours.
All right, thank you. That is taken. Do you also need 10 seconds, or you okay?
For me, on Monday we will go for protest if at all the issue will not be addressed, and it is not more of like looking at what will happen or something, as we want the low cost, which was promised before 100 days. Now it's past, actually it's almost 200 days now. So as if at all we not get answers of why the high cost of living is not going low, we will go for maandamano on Monday.
All right, I'll wait and see what happens on Monday. I believe that I'll have you here after Monday to see what will have transpired. Thank you for being a part of the show, Kirk in the Morning this day. My name is Vincent Kerosi. Thank you for engaging with us on our socials, Kirk TV Kenya on Facebook, Kirk TV _Kenya on Twitter, as well as our SMS number. Let's keep on the conversation going on our socials, and let's get to hear your feedback and views. What do you think? Should the government address the Azimio la Umoja grievances directly, or wait and see what happens on Monday? Whatever happens, we'll be here to inform you and let you know. My name is Vincent Kerosi. I want to say thank you for watching. See you again next time, God willing. Have a good Wednesday and a good end to the week. God bless. Bye.